citizen.
Hi there. That is so.
You expect me to believe
Don't
that?
suppose you did.
And we, not the elves or their foes, will rule Skyrim forever! Terrible and powerful powers, we, your unworthy servants, for only through your grace and benevolence may we truly reach enlightenment!
It would seem so.
This land, which is mine.
Not my problem.
For you, Red Legion, for I love you. I love.
Can I argue with that?
Huh?
How can I argue with that?
In each of us.
Well met, friend.
How can I
How
argue
can I
with
help
that?
you?
Listen, I know I'm low on coin, but do you think you can make this one at the house? Free of charge?
It can't be helped.
I'm sorry, that can't be done.
Just this once, Hulda. I promise, I'll have the coin next time.
That doesn't change anything.
But Hulda, please.
How are we doing over here?
A little coin.
It's been hard for me lately. I nearly died on the way here. I survived a
argue with
skirmish
that?
from a Stormcloak group near the border.
It would seem
I need
so.
to eat. Please, Hulda.
I don't think so. No, sorry. But in times like these, I can't just take the word of a stranger who wanders into town claiming to be my brother's friend. When you've actually got the coin, we can do business. Welcome. Let me know if you want
I
anything.
never ask strangers this, but do you have the time to help me?
Are you all right? You haven't seen
I know it's asking a lot,
Don't worry.
but could you?
I'll be fine.
Seems so.
Be careful and stay safe.
Thank you for hearing me out. My name is Aniya. I'm sure you overheard. I'm low on coin, and I need some food.
No,
Okay, so I love sweet rolls. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. If you could buy one from Hulda for me, maybe in return I'll offer you a favor. That's up to you. But look around. There's plenty of sweet rolls around here. She won't even notice you.
You expect me to believe that?
And we'll see it wiped clean.
It can't be
of the
helped.
scourge that has sullied our hopes and our
Indeed.
dreams.
How can I argue with that?
Nah, I don't think so.
But what's the fun in that? So you on board? Still want to help?
A little
can I
coin.
If that is so. Nah, I don't think so.
Oh, thank you so much. I promise I'll make it worth your while. When you get one, come find me. I'll be waiting here.
How can I argue with that? Not my problem.
It would seem so.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh,
Find the sweet roll?
It can't be helped. Hello, friend. Take a look.
How can I argue with that?
Be careful and stay safe.
how can I argue with that?
Not my problem.
I'm really hungry.
How can I
Did you
argue
find
with
it
that?
yet?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
We drink to our youth, today's come and gone.
Nah, I don't think so.
Is just about done. We'll drive out the storm
argue with
folks
that?
and restore what
I can see that. Do you have the sweet roll?
we'll take back our home.
Thank you so much. Now, if you wouldn't mind handing me that sweet roll. It's about time I had one of these again.
Day of your death we will drink and we'll
Huh?
sing.
Nah, I don't think so.
Children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us.
Well met, friend. How can I help you?
But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the score that has sullied our hopes and our dreams.
How can I argue with that? Indeed. It can't be helped.
It would seem so.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh,
How can I argue
You
with
are
that?
correct. Nah, I don't think so.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
would seem so.
wake up there.
Yes, Mum.
You expect me to believe that? Not my problem.
You want a drink? Depends. Are you thirsty?
No,
Hungry?
I don't think so.
Both. I'll see you around.
It would seem so.
Indeed.
Huh?
How can I argue with that?
Huh? Not my problem.
It can't be helped.
Yeah.
You expect me... Believe that?
It would seem so.
How can I argue with that?
Do I ever? They're amazing.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
Oh, right.
Nah, I don't think so.
What was it?
How can I argue with
Come
that?
on, Aniya,
No,
think.
I don't think it would seem so.
How can I argue with that?
I do. Just give me a second. I got it. A favor for a favor.
expect me to
You help
believe
me,
that?
so I'll help you.
Indeed.
It can't be
You're an adventurer, right? I could follow you. You're welcome. We should get to know each other first. That way I'm not just some mercenary mage following a random stranger.
How are we doing?
How can I argue with that?
Let's start off with you first. Tell me about yourself.
Drive out the storm cloaks and restore
Would
what
seem
we
so.
know. With our blood and our steel, we will take back our
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so.
down with Ulfric, the killer of
Not my
kings.
problem.
On the day
How can
of
I
your
argue with
death,
that?
we will drink and we'll sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives.
How can I
Southern
argue with
Guard
that?
beckons,
You expect me to
every
believe
one
that?
of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see
little
it
coin
wiped
always
clean
greases the
of the
wheels.
scourge that
How
has
can I argue
sullied
with that?
our hopes and our
That
dreams.
is so.
It would seem so.
This is a local favorite and one of the first songs I ever learned.
It can't be
Nah,
helped.
Ragnar
I
the
don't
Red.
think so. I don't
Hey,
think
me
so.
too.
Once was a hero named
But
Ragnar,
not the burning part.
riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead. And the braggart
Wait,
who swaggered
really?
With that.
his blade
Not
as he
my
told
problem.
of bold battles and gold he had made.
What?
Then he went
Are
quiet
you sure?
Can I argue with that?
when he met the shield maiden Matilda,
seem
who
so.
said,
Oh, phew. You had me scared there. Thought I was tagging along with a psychopath.
"It's high time
I don't know you that well, but I love your sarcasm. Maybe during our adventures, I'll get your sarcasm more.
Matilda charged in full of zeal.
Thanks.
Can't be helped.
I like to mess with people from time to time, don't you?
When his ugly red
I
head
don't
rolled
think so. It
around on
seems
the
so.
Looks like we'll get along just fine. Is there anything else you want to talk about before you get to know me?
How can I argue with that?
the Imperials. We drink to our youth, to days come and gone.
Okay, so here's my story. As you know, my name is Aniya, and I'm a Nord. I was born in Riften on the third day of Second Seed. I grew up for a short time in solitude when I was a little girl, but I spent most of my life in Bruma with my mother. I would also spend a lot of time traveling with her between cities in Cyrodiil and Skyrim. When I was old enough, my mother sent me to the College of Winterhold, where I studied and graduated with flying colors. Mother always said magic runs in the family. Not long after this, it was time for me to leave my home in Bruma. My mother told me to be careful. As she always said, it's a big world out there, Aniya, and if you don't keep your footing, there's no telling where you'll be swept off to. I'd have to say she was right. Recently, when I crossed the border back into Skyrim, I had no idea what I was walking into.
Not my problem.
A civil war would break out while on the road to Whiterun. And that's where you found me, in the Bannered Mare,
How can I
wondering
argue with that?
where to go next.
You expect me to believe that?
little coin always greases
How
the
can I
wheels.
argue with that? It can't be helped.
No,
would seem
I don't
so.
think so.
Honestly, I
How can
do.
argue with that?
I miss my home and mother from time to time. But with the border lockdown, I don't think I'll ever be going back home.
Indeed.
Not my problem.
Look, if you're bold enough to take on the
Yeah.
Legion, be my guest.
I don't think
But
so.
if you ever manage to get into Cyrodiil, I'll forever be in your debt.
How can I argue with that?
Really wish I could see Bruma one last time.
It would
How can
seem
I argue
so.
with that?
Huh?
No,
A little
I don't
coin?
I tried to, but I was blocked by a skirmish and a massive blizzard, which was
Expect
swept
me to
in with the
believe
sound of
that?
thunder. It was scary.
How can I argue
A
with that?
dragon?
So,
Well, these are trying times. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Best alpine city of Tamriel for sure. There's so much to see and do, plus the amount of
I don't think I
snowfall
argue
is
with that.
crazy. Nothing compared to the snowfall in Winterhold, of
how can I
course.
argue with that?
A little coin always
Nah,
greases the
I don't
wheels.
think so.
I am. It hasn't been that long
It
since
can't
I
be.
last attended. I wonder if my old
expect
friend
me to
Jazarga
believe
was
that?
still there. I honestly don't know. She was fine when I left,
Not my
but who
problem.
knows what's going on back
It
at
would seem
home.
so.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Indeed.
I'm from Cyrodiil, so that should tell you who I stand by.
Nah, I don't think so.
How can I argue with that?
That is so.
How can I argue with that?
You expect me to believe that?
Huh?
Well, it's the Legion.
It can't be helped.
A little coin always
Nah,
greases the
I don't
wheels.
think so.
It would seem so.
Not my problem.
You really think so? Aw,
How
thanks.
can I argue with that?
I promise I won't let you down. No rush.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting here in the Bannered Mare whenever you're ready to go.
Nah,
Indeed.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
It would seem so.
How can I argue with that? You expect me to believe that?
A little coin always greases
It
the
can't be
wheels.
helped.
Not my problem.
How can I argue with that?
Oh, hello.
It would seem so.
Nah, I don't think so.
That is so.
Can I argue with that?
How can I argue with
Yes.
that?
You're back.
Huh?
This is an ode to
It can't be helped.
staunch protectors, the Imperials.
How are we doing?
Bring to our youth today's come and gone. For the age of aggression is
A little
just
coin,
about.
Nah, I don't think so.
We'll drive
Nah,
our storm
I don't think
close
so.
and restore
Okay.
With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home. Down with Ulfric.
How can I argue with that?
Kings. On the day of your death, we will
Seems
drink
so.
and
You are
we'll
correct.
It's about time you came back.
We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives.
Sweet. Let's go.
Beckons every one of us dies.
It can't be helped.
Believe that.
That is so.
This land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams.
It would seem so.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
Nah,
How can
I
I,
don't
argue
think so.
with that?
Not my problem. How can I argue with that?
It would
Nah,
seem so.
I don't think so.
It can't be helped.
How can I argue with that?
Oh, for me? You shouldn't have. Thanks.
You are correct.
Indeed. Yes.
You expect me to believe that?
Nah, I don't think so.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
It would seem so.
Sure, I'll carry some things for you.
How can I argue with that?
Not my
I
problem.
hope it's not
I don't think
skooma.
so. How can I argue with that?
You expect me to believe that? No, I don't think so.
It can't be helped.
How?
How can I argue with that?
It would seem so.
Yes.
Okay, but nothing too heavy,
How are we
please.
doing
You
over here?
expect me to believe that?
We'll talk later.
How can I argue with that?
No, I don't think so. How can I argue with that?
You expect me to believe that?
Nah, I don't think so.
It would seem so.
A little coin.
Yes?
How can I argue with that?
Let's see what you got.
You expect
That
me
is
to believe
so.
that? Indeed.
Nah, I don't think so.
How can I argue with that?
Not my problem.
How can I argue with that?
How?
It would seem so.
A little coin always
Indeed.
greases the wheels.
Hey, I know we just stepped outside and we're in no danger of losing each other, but I can't help but think.
Not my problem.
Yes, dear.
My mother always had this saying, all those who wander are not lost. And it has me thinking of something that would be useful to us. My mother taught me how to enchant maps to always show my location, so that way, no matter where I wandered, I was never lost. Let me enchant your map, so that way we never lose each other.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Let's get going now.
Fruit and fresh vegetables for sale.
Bits and baubles for sale. All crafted by the best blacksmith in Skyrim.
I don't think so.
Fresh baked loaves. Still warm from the oven.
Yes.
Shiny trinkets for your
You expect me to believe that?
all crafted by the great
Chops and steaks
tailor
fit for a yarn.
who
Come and see my
made
sweatshirt. Finest qualities.
It can't be helped.
How can I argue with that?
It seems so.
Yeah.
Fresh baked loaves. Still warm from the oven.
I argue with that?
Coin always uses the
Nah, I don't think so.
not my problem. can I argue with that?
It can't be helped. You expect me to believe that? What are you looking at? I'm not afraid of you, you know, even if you are my elder. Boys, girls, dogs, elders, there's nobody I won't fight. Hey, you want to play a game? It would seem so. Figures. You elders are always so boring. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Prepared or not, I'm coming.
How can I argue with that?
Hmm?
Yes? I am the caretaker of Elysium Estate. This house is owned by Kinnereth. Kinnereth has chosen many whom are worthy. The last owner died years ago. I think I died too. Something in the sky attacked and burned my body. Soldiers from Whiteland found me too late. I was dead. They buried my body with a headstone on the grounds. Kennebec kept my soul here to find someone worthy. Are you worthy? Purchase it you cannot. However, if you wish to know more, you should visit Kinnereth's shrine in the garden. It would be enlightening. May Kine bless you.
What do you want, traveler? What makes you worthy? That is for me to decide. Let me look into your soul. You have a purpose here in Skyrim. I see that. You may be my champion and live at Elysium Estate. Take care of her, and she will do the same. Part of me resides over this home. Do not forget that.
You have been successful. Kinnereth found you worthy. It is wonderful to see this house turn into a home again. I no longer have to linger here. You have brought me peace. Kinnereth will let me go now. Blessings to you, worthy one.
Yes? All right, what is it? Of course. You should kick back and relax some too.